Welcome back to the Emmizzie. I'm looking in the camera. Welcome back to the Emmizzie. I'm looking at the monitor, everybody. Emmizie's podcast. We're just a couple of mans with tans. I don't have any crazy intro for you like I did last week. I had a literal, an hour-long intro.
Yeah.
But this is what I got for you. Hi. Hello.
He's Nick. I'm Edmon.
Yes.
What's something good that happened to you this week?
I got a sleigh. I got a brand new. Wow. I'll tell you, I can't tell you much yet, but I got a hair deal with a company that you all know, even if you're bald.
Mm-hmm.
You will know.
Yeah. You aware. You should be hip if you're not.
I'm very excited because they found me. It wasn't like me finding them, management finding them. Like they saw me and they were like, look at this little Indian boy. We must pick him up and put him in our roster. This little Indian man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And not even during Pride Month. They weren't even like token gay. Feels good.
You can blank this part out.
What?
It's just,
What?
I hope that in June you get a Garnier Fructis thing because it's like Garnier Fruity.
That's funny. I'm not going to bleep that out, but that's funny. And I'll take it. And I'll do the deal. Okay? Influencer money when you're just like a small little girl does not come often, okay? Mm-hmm. You could get a deal and then for 6 months you're not being paid 1 cent. Yeah. So that's why I'm excited.
That word.
Very exciting. I love paying my bills. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I mean, it's not one of my favorite pastimes, but sometimes when you can't pay them, paying them is your favorite pastime.
Yes. You gotta get around here for sure, my boy.
So we're very excited. Yay. Anyway, what about you?
I'm skinny. No, he told me he went to give me a hug and then he went and like wrapped his arm around and like he was like, oh my gosh, you done got little. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm skinny and I'm pretty and all you bitches are losers.
So like full context, when we used to hug, like I could only touch my fingertips together and now I can grab my whole arm. Like he's literally Ozempic skinny. Like he's ready for the Housewives at Beverly Hills.
I'm getting cocky.
What would you be on? Which Housewives would you be on if you had to be on one?
If I had to choose?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I would want to do, because I want to say Atlanta, but I don't like all of it.
Oh my God, I don't know that I could do that. It's like too big of a, like, they're sharks.
Yeah.
I'm a minnow.
I would want to do.
I'm too scared.
I would either do Beverly Hills or Miami.
Yeah, I think.
Because I haven't seen New York. I don't care about the
I don't think you could do Miami. It's too hot.
Yeah, I'd be wet. But I'll be rich, right? So I can just be where all the AC is.
I guess. They're always outside. They love it. They thrive.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You couldn't do Utah? You could
No,
never be on Utah.
That's why I say I couldn't do that one.
Okay.
I don't want to. That's the one that the annoying girl is on, isn't it?
Heather, that's the one with the Mormons. Like, they hate... Sorry.
Black people.
Yeah.
And gay people, yeah. Well, I hate what's her name? Jennifer?
No, you hate Heather.
Heather. I don't want to be nowhere near her. So
I want to be near
on
Whitney. No, I love Whitney.
Whitney's
Team
the
Whitney.
one I like, eh?
Team Whitney.
She's the one on the girls trip.
Yeah.
I would go on girls trip.
She's the one who oh my God, that'd be so fun.
I would be on girls trip. That's the season I would be on.
Personally, me, I would like to be anywhere Portia is, but I don't want to be anywhere Kenya is from.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
I would love to be where Candy. Like, could you imagine? That's why I would say like kind of Atlanta too, because I do think like I love, like, oh my God, but they'd have to bring back Phaedra. But like I love Phaedra. I love Tammy.
She's not on. She's on Basketball.
That's Basketball Wives, babe. And I'm gonna be honest with you, none of us here are good at basketball. We're not gonna make that one.
There you go.
No, I would like to say that I'd probably be on Beverly Hills, like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would like to be on Atlanta. I would never do Potomac.
No.
That is
no
too much.
I couldn't do Potomac.
Too much.
Absolutely not.
Too much.
No. I thought some man candies.
Yeah. I would be like, bring Monique back. Team Monique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her husband don't look like he that strong, so I just beat him up if he got a problem.
Oh, Chris. Yeah. The little white boy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would like to hang out with some of the Atlanta girls.
That's my thing. Like, I want to be on I want to
like
be
a crossover. That's why you want to do girls trip.
There you go.
Yeah.
I want to be in Miami
Girls
with
and Gays
Candy
trip.
and Portia.
Oh my God, it'd be so far. Or do you know Marlo Hampton?
Marlo as well.
I
love
Marlo
as well.
If I could do like Marlo, I'm gonna be honest, not Nene.
No,
she's too uppity for me.
I don't want to be with. No, she bougie.
Yeah. I would do like Portia.
Yes.
Oh my God, who's your dream cast?
Portia.
That's it. That's it.
No, it's Alexia, Portia.
It's kind of who's already on Girls Trip, but like let's
but just
take
minus like 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I would keep Giselle just for like the drama.
Messiness.
But like,
yeah, but if you added in Marlo, boom, Marlo's so messy. She brings up kids, like she's
but that's too much though. Like,
I love Marlo Hampton.
yeah, she's fun.
Yeah, I would do Marlo, Portia, Alexia,
Mm-hmm.
Marisol again.
Mm-hmm. I would bring oh my god, what's her name? The one that got cheated on in Miami.
Oh, Lisa.
I
would bring
Lisa
her because
too.
she just needs
I'd
a good
bring
fucking
Lisa
time.
too, yeah.
We would just do a good time trip and bring Lisa, honestly.
It's a good time trip.
Yeah. This isn't about drama. This is simply just a good
health trip.
Yeah. This is actually just for her. This is not for drama.
At all.
Actually, yeah. Bring Whitney because Whitney's a fun time too. Then you haven't seen the episode, but she does like a whole they host nights. She hosts like a stripper night where they do like stripping pole and like dildo thing. Like it's crazy.
Oh my god, Portia get on the stripper pole?
I can't quite remember
if she
did.
enough for that. I feel like it's a lot of ass to like lift up off the ground.
I don't know. People in Magic City are doing it. They're hanging from the ceiling.
Well,
by their fingertips.
That is an Olympic sport.
It is. No, it is.
Magic City strippers are athletes. They are, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They athletes, dog.
They're literally like gymnasts. Like when they swing from the bars. You ever seen like the Olympic bars? Where they do, like whatever. Like, but they're doing it from acrylics. They're doing it from like nails this long.
From acrylics, 200 feet in the air.
But doing a backflip, tumbling dismount, landing in the split.
How the fuck are you doing that?
They're
athleticism.
They're incredible. I feel like you don't even go to Magic City just to like be like strippers. You go because it's Cirque du Soleil.
I feel like secretly,
with titties.
I have a conspiracy theory that like Olympic gymnasts go and train in Magic City for a week. Before they go out to do the Olympics. Because how else are you doing them flips?
They should.
They should actually.
They should.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we really segued there.
Yeah, we drifted far from the point.
Yeah. Yeah. So Edmon's Ozempic skinny.
Oh yeah, that was the whole point.
He's Ozempic skinny because he's gonna be on Housewives.
Yeah.
He's not taking Ozempic. He's working out. So he's.
I don't even know where to get Ozempic.
No, the last episode you guys saw, we filmed 2 weeks ago. So like it's been 2 weeks of him working out, and he's slaying the house down. Boots Gaga Mama.
I want to eat that ice cube, but I can't because we're talking.
We could just take a pause if you wanted to crunch and munch.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into the topic though.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to go at this as sensitive as possible, not because like, I mean, I'm a little sensitive, but I'm more sensitive to the person's feelings that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really ever directly talked about a person on here. I've alluded to situations or been like, oh, an ex did this and an ex did this and an ex did this, but I've never really been like.
You've said ex names before, but it was really.
Yeah, but also like fuck them. Like I don't care about those ones.
Yeah.
This is the only ex that I have that I still am like. I don't have feelings for, but I have compassion for, and I've only ever wanted them to be like a better person, and they are today, and I think that's why we're here.
Be careful with that cord.
Yeah, close. I just. Oh my god. If this cord cuts out, we're never recording again. Podcast over, everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to jujitsu this and try not to discuss the exact thing because this kind of just happened. And I will give this like disclosure that like, or this context, whatever, shut up. That if he were to see this, like I would feel bad. And I shouldn't, but I do. So he recently has displayed an act of growth, which I am so happy about because it means he's going to treat, and I feel so bad saying this, it means he's going to treat whoever's in his life better than he treated me. How did you word it? Because
I said that he showed outward support of a personality trait or like characteristics that in the past he was like vehemently against, like hated.
Yeah, I was like called, and this is so many years ago, but I'll explain why I'm bringing it up in a sec. But like I was called disgusting and like all of these things, and like if I dressed this way or acted this way, like he'd break up with me. And And
So
it
I
was
know what a wild turn we just took. But go ahead, because we was talking about like
literally being
the
Ozempic skinny
Housewives
and
and
Housewives, and
and
I'm
now
like, yeah, no, I know. But this is how I think.
yeah, no,
This
it's
happens
fine.
in
This
my
is
brain.
fine.
You have got it. There
Was
was
that a
like
booger?
no, there was just like a white thing. It's cool. Um,
Keep talking. Oh my goddamn.
so, I wrote a script for a YouTube video literally a month ago, and I never recorded it, and I don't know why. Something in my soul was just like, I don't know if you're ready, but I felt ready. And it was about like when something happens to you, how can you change your perspective to be like, this didn't happen to me. Think about that person and like their growth or what they need to do or how they need to grow, and how like it wasn't you, like it was them. Like you weren't the problem. And that can help you grow because you are changing the perspective and changing the narrative to be like, wait, was you and how you were not the problem. You have to think about this person. And something in my soul was like, I don't know if you're ready, but I wrote a whole script for it and was like ready to go. And when it comes to like this situation with him, like I really, in my heart of hearts, was like, I've grown. And like he's been with someone for a very, very long time. And that person doesn't look like me. Has characteristics and like things quite almost exact to how I was that many years ago. This is a long time ago though. But he was my first love of guy, not girl, but first guy love that I ever had. So that's why this was like the most impactful relationship, and why I'm a little bit more sensitive to it. It was also a very long one. Years, plural. And I really thought like in my heart of hearts, like I'm a healed human from it. Like I've moved on. Like I'm so happy for him that this person that he's with either helped him grow or I don't know, or they grew together or whatever. But that like it's clear that he is accepting of who that person is.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't me. Like that wasn't the right time. I wasn't the person who could help him be accepting, and that's okay. And I don't know, like he's shown obviously over time that like he's been accepting of that and blah 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 blah. And I really thought in my heart of hearts that like I've moved on. I've moved on from him, but it's just the feeling. I don't want to say because I don't want to say like what he did, but he showed like support of that.
In your you kind of just saying like in your mind you over like the situation and how it happened, but you still, given what you've seen recently,
it like
you
takes
still
me
get
back.
the feeling, you get the feeling of like, well damn, like where was that when
I just like I wish I could explain, like I feel like I'm getting red right now like thinking about it. I wish I could explain, like I wish I could articulate like how horrible like it felt to be in that.
the characteristics that he's saying that he's in support of now, like
Are feminine,
right,
long hair.
how did it feel for the things that you don't have to say what he said or even how he said it, but how did you feel based off of what he said?
Awful. Like it felt like, so when you're in your early 20s, a lot of times you're like trying to figure out who you are. Like you don't know who you are, and you're experimenting with styles and
You're learning yourself.
yeah. And in that time, as I was like experimenting and learning myself, I like wasn't allowed that grace. And I do feel like part of it's on me. Like I stayed for way longer than I should. Is that on me because there's the whole like mental thing where you feel like you can't leave. And there was that whole like every time I would try to leave, it was like no, like all these reasons. And like we kind of talked about this before, but with another person. But it was like when it's so bad, they do the smallest thing, and it's like the best, most big. You get this crazy rush of like I don't know what is that called? Like, it's not serotonin, but it's that feeling of like
dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine. You get this dopamine rush, and they just like did the most basic thing, and that is what I lived for years in that tearing me down, tearing me down, tearing me down, tearing me down.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go now. Like I hit my moment. Like this is my way. This is my out, and then that thing happens.
And you're like, oh, it's gonna get better from here now.
Yeah, and then okay, now I can be who I am, and then no, I can't. You know what I mean? And then I would start to see him like be so accepting of this person or people who he's with or who he's been with who have similar characteristics to me, and I would be like, I'm happy for him because I moved on. Like it was bad. I would never want to be with him again.
Yeah,
ever, because I know what I felt. But I still feel like I'm not owed an apology, but it almost like it hurts to see that. It hurts to
Yeah.
see the outward support for it
Mm-hmm.
without acknowledging like, holy shit, like you fucked me up for years.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
was what, I guess not what, but it was like the catalyst for what like pushed me into an, I guess I have to say ED because it's
Yeah,
YouTube.
it's YouTube. Yeah, you can't say that.
But like that was what started that. Like my body and everything I was physically was not enough. Or
Mm-hmm.
was no, what did you say?
Hmm?
Was like, don't do that. Like who you are. If I was like, don't do that, what is he doing to you?
He's suppressing you.
I guess that I don't know the word.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Um, I'm sweating telling this because I hate this.
I know.
Um, and so like to see that support for that,
Mm-hmm.
it like I can't help but feel like, oh my god, like I really felt like my soul was just ripped from my body. I'm like, how? This has been like 10. This has been over 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and still I feel like, how dare you do that? But like it's been so long. Obviously, he's changed and
Mm-hmm.
grown, but it
Mm-hmm.
feels, it hurts.
Well, that's because you didn't get the like. Okay, like you said you don't feel that you're owed an apology, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But not getting that apology didn't close that like era of trauma that you were in, and so like you never got, what's the word I'm looking for? You never got the for lack of a better term, you never got the conclusion to like all of that stuff happening. And so it's just like an open wound that you didn't had for the past however many years. And
Mm-hmm.
so now that like this thing that you seen just came up and you still got this open wound, it's just like
I can't cry.
there you
So just keep
go.
going. Oh no, I felt it.
But now that you still got this open wound, it's just like you seeing that shit and you like, well damn, like you don't owe me anything and you
Yeah.
have changed and you are a better person visually that I can see now. But at the same time, like I still have this trauma. I still have this hurt that I've worked through and had to work through with so many different people. Wow, I'm going to start crying.
It sucks. I don't want to like,
Yeah.
well, because I'm very grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Because like literally right when we met, you were like, do whatever you want. Like if
Yeah.
this is how you want to act, this is how you want to do. Like do
Mm-hmm.
what you want. And I never really got that grace from people that I had been with.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more from the one before, but like not like this, obviously.
Yeah.
Because even the last one
that's
was
because
like
them hoe ass niggas don't know what what, nigga? What are you talking about? I didn't
the
say anything with that, but I said a whole lot anyway.
the last one, like he would tell me like my emotions were specific. He would literally say this to me, people.
Mm-hmm.
And I cry a lot, but like he would be like, your emotions are going to ruin this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And my emotions were simply me being like, hey, like you're not telling me how you feel, and I feel lost in this, blah, 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 things like that. I'm emotional in the way that like I cry about everything, but I'm like, I cry about a TV show. Like that's what I cry about.
That's true.
Like literally
Yeah.
whatever. But I feel so torn by my like in my soul, because it's like in one hand like I'm so grateful and like you've given me the grace to be whoever I want to be and experiment with whoever I want to be right away.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be my conclusion.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree at all. Because
Really?
it's still no, because that don't change. Like that's why people go into relationships with like past trauma, because like you can be with 15 people that cheated on you. You're gonna assume the next guy's gonna cheat on you, but even if he don't, you still in the back of your mind like he might at some point because of the past that you had. Like
Yeah.
if none of them other dudes apologize to you for cheating on you, you obviously gonna keep that
Right.
like, because that's what like that's like a psychological thing. Like when somebody does something to you, I ain't no psychologist, so I'm just talking on my ass right
Since
now.
you know so much
Since I
with
know
your
so
fucking
fucking with
degree.
my fucking degree, like, but I think that like the point of like apologies is like for the person to recognize they did and for you to get closure on what happened to you, and so that you don't you don't come up with shit in your mind about what that was like.
Yeah.
If a motherfucker abused you and they apologize for abusing you, not sitting back thinking like, well, was it because I was this or that, or like
Yeah.
you're not trying to like figure out what that was. You already got what it was because he told you what it was and he apologized to you about it. So if you didn't get that apology or you didn't get anything after years of dealing with that abuse with that person, it only makes sense that like it still hurts.
I think
If
I
that
like,
makes sense. Like I don't.
yeah, it does. I think I took the opportunity for apology away because a while after he messaged me like
Mm-hmm.
randomly and he was like, was I a bad boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like I was ready to move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just said, we're not like, there's nothing to talk about in that way. I think we just need to appreciate that, like, we learned a lot, we experienced a lot
Mm-hmm.
together, and like, let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
And so I think when he tried to have that discussion, I closed that and was like, no. So I feel like I took my own closure away by doing that.
And maybe, but
And maybe that gave him closure. Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Like, because it's different for everyone. So maybe that was his closure. And he
Because
was
you
like,
not
okay,
saying
now I can
nothing.
go and move on and be this, this, and
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because then, and this is me making this up, but he started dating that guy shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, well, maybe he realized how he was to me. And then when he started talking to this other guy who was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like me,
Mm-hmm.
and then was like, oh shit. But then I never let him explain. I don't know. That I
Mm-hmm.
just made that up in my head.
No,
But
I
it feels
mean
kind of,
that makes sense
yeah.
when you break it down like that, right? Like if theoretically he was trying to use that situation to apologize and like you didn't go through with it, then like that could be him just automatically I mean it could have been a myriad of different things that he got from that, but like
Yeah.
it's easy for me to see him seeing that situation as okay, he's not angry about it no more, but he don't want to talk about it, so like I'm gonna just move on because he moved on.
It's so crazy when like you break up with someone. I remember when I broke up with him, it was crazy. But it's like crazy when you break up with someone and it like pushes you into whatever the aftermath is. So like mine was an ED and like
Mm-hmm.
getting a nose piercing, pain in my nose. Like I just like really did like
Mm-hmm.
everything he told me not to do. I
You
did
turned up for
every single thing he told me not to do.
Yeah.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
That they don't see that. That they don't see like what they did to you. No, I'm not gonna cry again. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like they don't see that. So like he just goes, was I bad? And I go, we're moving on. And then he's like, sick. And then I'm fucked up for like 10 years.
But you don't know that for fact though. That's also the thing I've been thinking about too. Is
Well,
that like
we lived in different countries
no, I know that, but I'm saying
without
like
internet.
I'm saying too that like, and this is just what I'm thinking. I could be completely wrong. Again, I don't know shit about shit, but I feel like him asking you, "Was I a bad boyfriend?" It means that in some way, shape, or form, he sat back and thought about his actions towards you, and whether or not he worked through those in like a positive way or like he tried to like compartmentalize shit. He knows what happened in some facet. He know what the truth is, because we always know what the fuck the truth is, whether or not we want to accept it. It's just the end of that's the shit. So it's possible that like he's been feeling like a piece of shit about it, but like if I abuse somebody, I I wouldn't want to say nothing to them either. I wouldn't want to like see them doing all the stuff that I told them not to do. Or maybe he did see it and like he's just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna deal with that because like, obviously this is him reacting off of me fucking him up for the past like however many years.
I just like wish that they could feel that. So funny.
But maybe
there's a Kelly Clarkson song that just came out. It's called Mine.
Oh,
but
shit,
it's about she went through a really bad divorce. Like I thought that was cool. Like she went through a really bad divorce. That guy was fucked up.
Uh-huh.
He's fucked up for real. Anyway, fuck you. Team Kelly.
This dude like robbed her and shit too, dude.
He not robbed her, but in court,
but like
won a crazy lawsuit where he's taking all her money.
You heard the alimony bullshit, yeah.
Oh, like the biggest like ever, like ridiculous. Anyway, but she wrote a song and it's literally like, I hope someone like holds you in a way that makes you feel so important and like really makes you feel so good, and then they fuck you up after, like you did, like to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh. Like, yes. And it's so crazy. Like, I always say there's this thing about like musical timing. And like, I think it's whatever your inspiration is or feeling is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when an artist somehow like puts something out at the right time. It used to be like Banks. Like, she would come out and be like, oh, you just broke up? Bet, here's the album. Like, she would just know. Summer would just know.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I'm going to this Beyonce concert.
Why? What's her album about?
This recent album?
Yeah. What's even about? I don't know. It's just a dance album, no? Like the Drake one?
I mean, yeah, but it's like rooted in like the black gay culture and like support of all. Yeah, it's just a whole lot. Of, like, upliftingness and shit like that. And she dropped that bitch at the right time.
Steven just farted and it was
Just
so
like
loud.
Steve dropped that fart
It was
at
just
the
so
right time.
loud.
It's
I
wet.
I almost
The
wish you
farts is
guys
getting
could.
wetter and wetter, honestly.
No, he's gonna shit himself.
Yeah.
He's gonna poop
He
himself.
can't have no more of them treats.
No, I made Steve like
It's
dog treats from
done.
scratch. No,
It's
no,
done.
done. And it's literally flour, honey, and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Done.
He had a weak tummy though. We should have thought about that.
That's true. Anyway, but literally, Kelly put that song out. I saw it. Do you remember? I don't know if I told you because you know I probably tell you this often. But the other day I was like, I was like seeing 444 every single 10
Saw it
minutes.
like 6 times since I've been here.
No. But on that specific day, it was the day before I got the brand deal.
Okay.
On that, I think I might have tweeted it, but like on that day, I was like, okay, my whole life, because I've been seeing it since I was 12, 444. And whenever it's like, if I see it like 20 plus times, it's like I know something's coming. These fucking farts, this dog, I can't. He just did the loudest one again. Every time I see 444, I'm like, okay, little reminder, check in, like get into my head. And then when I start to see it like a lot, I'm like, okay, so something's coming. And I only know that because this has been a long time. It's been 20 years of me seeing this. And I see the patterns, blah, 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 blah. And it was like noon and I had already seen it over 10 times. I'm like, oh my God. So I was super emotional. Like I was feeling like, oh my God, like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Like, please just like protect me, bitch.
Like what is it? Like,
cover me. Okay. Help.
Like what's fucking tea?
Yeah. And then and I was like ready to cry all day. And then she just like dropped herself singing that song, like live. I fucking lost my shit. Okay.
For sure you did.
Lost my shit. And then he posted that thing and I'm like, what's happening, babe? What's going on, sweetie?
And then I was like, you should talk about it.
Yeah. And then so I told him and I was like, so this is like how I'm feeling. And I hate that I'm feeling this way because it makes me feel like I haven't moved on. But I understand that there's like, sometimes like you, not miss, but I'm going to use miss as an example. When you break up with someone, you don't miss the person, you miss the feeling. So like, I'm over him. I'm not over that feeling. And I thought I was. Because I'm so secure in who I am, especially today. Who I am right now is the most secure version of myself. I'm the healthiest version of myself. I feel the best in my body, in my skin, everything. I feel the best in who I am today. So it's like frustrating that I'm like, oh, fuck. I still feel that feeling. And then I randomly posted, I was like, triggers are fucked because you don't even know you're triggered by something. Like they're actually fucked up. Like, damn. And I was always used to be like, you're so sensitive. Triggers, grow up. Yeah. But like, you just don't even know what's going to take you back to like a moment.
Until it happens.
Yeah. Like you could, 10 years, bitch, you can think you're fully healed and moved on from something and so happy for him. I've literally been so happy for him. He is doing so successful. That's why I'm saying like, it's not about him. Like, and I would feel so horrible if he saw this. But then I'm like, am I doing myself a disservice by not talking about my experience? Like, what am I just supposed to sit on this?
Well, that's why I said we should do this anyway, because I feel like it's a lot of people that like go through that sort of thing in relationships where they think that like they're over some shit.
Or like move on, time has passed.
Yeah, when really like, babe, that there's a random word that's been getting thrown around that I feel like a lot of people forget about. And it's called trauma.
Damn. But I feel like it's used so often that it's like, LOL, trauma. Like, not everything's trauma. Not everything's trauma. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Everything's not trauma, but trauma exists.
This one is. It's so crazy how, like, I feel like today, who I am, or I guess like 5 years when we met, that was like truly, you're probably like literally the first human being who's ever just been like, be yourself, babe. Because growing up I couldn't be myself. Every relationship wasn't like,
there's always something.
Yeah, like who I was, there was always a thing. And so it's like that. I think that maybe that's why I'm frustrated, but it's so crazy that it took like 7 years, I don't know, whenever we fucking met. Took to 2018. I was born 1991. Do the fucking math, bitches. Since you all know so fucking much,
since you know so damn much with your math
fucking degree. It's crazy that it took that many years. It's even crazier that there are people who never feel that. That's so sad. But like, thanks, pal. Thanks, pal,
You're welcome.
for letting me be a whole lot.
Yeah, that's fine,
For
though.
seeing that, for seeing this and being like, be yourself.
Yeah.
For seeing what probably should have been toned down and being like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's when you gotta let people be themselves. You for sure need some therapists.
Yeah.
In your life, and so I think that's part of why I wanted you to like do this anyway too, so that you can like speak it out. Because like I think that people think that thinking things through is the same as saying them vocally, and it's not the same thing.
No.
Like you can think some shit your whole life, and then once you actually say it out in real life, it can hit completely different than what you.
That's why people say like speak things into existence. Like if you are manifesting, say, or like if you want to do something, you just say it. Like say it, speak it into existence, because it makes it almost like real to hear it from your own voice. Like it makes it real.
That's why people be saying that shit about like talking to yourself in the mirror. Like if in your head all you do is tell yourself you ugly, like say it to yourself in the mirror and see how you feel, because you might be like, what the fuck am I saying?
You might
right
laugh
now?
at yourself and be like,
yeah, you
might
like what are you, that's dumb.
Yeah.
You know
Hearing voices is so much more important though too, right? It's like I was just saying to my friend Elle, who I like reconnected with. We knew each other back in the day from dance. Anyway, we reconnected recently, and she randomly, we've been like paragraph messaging back and forth. She started her 30 days.
Got your Grammarly subscription.
I sure did.
See,
now that is you, bitch.
Yeah.
You fucking tried it though, didn't you, ho? Yeah, you fucking tried it, bitch.
Oh,
See,
it? Yep.
that's God.
I got that close.
That's God. He said, reel it in, ho. So she started doing 30 days because she was like, I'm inspired. I'm doing 30 days because you're doing your 60 slay. And so we've just been going back and forth being like, I see you. Like she posted to her story too. So she's like, I feel held accountable, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking about how things feel, all this stuff. And then we get into like other stuff too. And then she randomly voice notes me. She goes, I'm going for a walk. So I thought I'd voice note you. I hope that's not annoying. And I was like, no, like hearing your voice, like in the world of internet where you're typing and you're doing things, it's kind of like why I like a podcast is like, it's so much more impactful to hear it come from a human.
Yeah.
Rather than read words, like, or to think it in my head. Like, it's so much more impactful when you hear somebody say something.
Because you can hear someone's inflection, and you can hear someone's like tone and all that shit, and that like hits you differently whenever you.
It's like that moment of like, do you remember this little thing that happened at our wedding? How like, we were like talking about it, like, well, all this stuff, and then like, it's like when you're actually speaking those words to each other, you're like, because it's just so different.
Yeah,
it's so different. Words matter.
They do.
So do hands, bitch.
You can't. All you do is this, and
you can't do this. You can't do this though.
Yeah.
Team Kenzie, none of you know what I'm talking about. I promise you, not one of you know what I'm talking about.
But if you do, shout out to you.
But yeah.
Do you think that he gonna see this? Maybe.
I've been thinking while we've been like recording, being like, what am I gonna put as a teaser? I would feel so horrible, and I hate that I would feel that way. It's like, how do I get to feel so hurt still, but then also feel bad?
Because he's different now. Like,
yeah, and
that's part of.
I hate that I have compassion now.
I mean, it's a good trait to have.
I've been trying to work this. I've been
trying to work this into you for the past 5 years, so I'm glad it's there now.
But it sucks because then it hurts, and I feel bad.
I mean,
because like we're gonna record an episode about this very intense thing that happened to me last year. Literally so fucked up. Stay tuned for next week.
I'm gonna talk my shit on that one for sure.
And
I ain't sparing no feelings on that bitch. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've been holding my tongue on this one because it ain't got nothing to do with me. But
I hate like I still feel bad for that situation as well, which we'll get into tomorrow, but next week for you guys. Like I have compassion for people now to the point where like it doesn't matter if you hurt me. Like I feel bad. Fuck that. I miss being a bad bitch who didn't give a shit.
That's why I be laughing, because we flip. Because I've been like that my whole life. And then, I just don't talk about nobody.
You were such a nice boy, and now you're like, fuck everybody. I was like, literally fuck everybody, and now I'm like, oh, they hurt me and tried to ruin my whole career and literally ruin my life. But like, I would feel really bad to talk shit about them.
Yeah. But no, I feel like because he's changed now, it's probably because it could be the feeling of like, I don't want to harp on something that you've changed. Like if you used to be an addict and now you're clean, I don't want to keep talking about you when you used to be an addict.
He's not an addict, just
No, he's
that's his
not.
example.
I'm just my example. I know my examples are morbid.
Oh my
Y'all
god,
gonna
I'm like,
learn that at
what?
some point. So that's what that is. But I also think that like
I think I feel bad because people might try to find out who it is.
they're gonna do
And
that.
these bitches are crazy. I'm talking to you.
And to that, I will say, and I'm gonna just speak for.
My ears are.
Yeah, I'm gonna just speak for you real quick. We understand that like y'all really care about him and us and like all that stuff like that, and we do thoroughly appreciate that. He appreciates that a whole goddamn lot because if it wasn't for y'all, he wouldn't have his goddamn lights on.
Yeah.
For real. And we also understand how protective y'all are of him, and we have seen countless examples of how protective y'all are of him. But I will say,
you're psychos. I love you, but you're psycho.
In this situation in particular, please for the love of God, don't get to digging. I almost feel like
it's gonna make them.
No, but like I think
if you love me and you respect me, don't.
Like for real, it's not even no jokes. Like just like
because I won't tell more stories. I'll sit here and be like, let's talk about Kylie Jenner's bathing suit she wore this week. Of you bitches, I'm trying to let you in.
Yeah. But it's just have the respect for his
please.
like privacy in the situation because that's what he wants, obviously.
Yeah, I just want to like. That's like my part of my like struggle with being online. Sometimes is like there's so many things that I would like to talk about that I'm not ashamed of, but it doesn't end with me. It's like a lot of people were talking about like talk about stuff that happened in childhood, and there's so many people who are like, why don't you talk about stuff? Why don't you do this? And I'm like, because it doesn't end with me talking about it. If once I talk about a situation, the second someone puts two and two together about who someone is, like I don't want to fuck up that person's life either. Right. Which again, why the fuck do I feel that way? But like, it's like
well, that's not wrong to feel.
I know. It's just like sometimes I feel like I like I said, ruin my own closure by not allowing things to be said. You know what I mean? Because I'm too busy protecting people who didn't protect me. And so I feel like I end up hurting myself in the end. Because I'm on this new journey where I'm trying to do this thing called like...
What are you on?
A journey. Or a journey. Called Pain into Purpose. And it's like things that happen to you. You have to... How you can heal is like by using that and not letting that fuel you. And it does... It makes it not happen to you. It makes it happen for you. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But it's like sometimes it's tough. Because there's so many things that I wish I could share that I've been through that I feel like would help so many people. But I'm like, do I spare this like one person or one group of people's feelings that hurt me to save a million people? Or do I like, I have that toss up in my head all the time. It's like, you just have to know that like when I say something and I'm trying to share something, I'm sharing, I'm so open, too open a lot of the time. If I haven't shared it and I haven't said a name or I haven't given you a certain detail, it's because like I can't. You know what I mean? And I'm not looking for you to go find that. Please just like
don't be a hoe ass nigga. Like for the love of God, just don't
appreciative and accepting of what I give you.
Don't be a bitch ass nigga. He asking you don't do it, just don't do it.
And a lot of times, like if I tell you a story, you don't have to like pull from that. Like you can pull from like this is the story, not these are the characters. Like you can be like, oh, this thing happened to him. And it's the thing. It doesn't have to be about a human. But I mean, and that's what I'm trying to say is like, I'm pulling from a feeling right now. I'm not pulling from a like, this person did this to me. I'm like, this is, he did. And like, this is how it made me feel. And I'm more just like, why do I still feel that way today? It's not like, fuck him. Like, I don't feel that way.
No, because like we said 100 times, he's like, they cool now. They fine. And they stay straight.
It's more just me trying to discuss like, damn.
It's you finally sitting down and working through those emotions that you've had for the past however many years.
How many different therapists are there? Because it's like I want like a spiritual healer. Well, I have that lady. Like, and then I have a Reiki healer, and then it's also like a sex therapist, a couples therapist, and then like my own. Oh my God! Like it's a payroll.
Where do you find out the different types of therapy you can get?
What do you mean?
So there's like behavioral therapy. There's like
what's for that?
For
like if I'm angry.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
There's also like
I don't need that one anymore. Well, we don't know yet.
CBT. What's that shit called? I just learned about
CBT.
it yesterday. It's like rewire. It's people that
TCB. I don't want to be Little respect. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's what you
It's
meant?
like therapists that like specialize in like changing the way people like think about certain shit. So like if you got depression, you'll go to like a CBT therapist because they can teach you how like to rewire your thinking on stuff.
So you're going on that one?
Actually, yeah, when I get
Okay.
one.
I'm like,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
yours?
I didn't know there was different types of therapists, so I would just
Me
go
either.
to therapy, just get a random therapist, and then like I'll be still fucked up.
My
You know what I'm
issue is I
saying? I
hate
didn't
like
realize that.
talking about the things. So I live a spiritual one where they just kind of guide you. You're like, hey, this is what I'm going through. And then they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they guide you because then no one has to talk.
You got to talk things out, babe.
But then I cry.
But then
It's
you work,
exhausting.
but then you work through.
Like when I had the one spiritual healing session with Matthew's girl,
Mhm.
I just like convulsing sobbed and then I had a headache for 3 days and I thought I was
Mhm.
going to die. I was like, this is horrible.
Well, that's you getting over the hump. That's the thing about therapy.
I don't
sometimes.
think I got over it. I think
That's the thing
I
that-
fell down it.
That's the thing that people don't to tell you about therapy sometimes. Is like you think you're gonna go in and just like get this like newfound
Yeah.
like thing, and you will at some point. But when you go in, you gon' there's just one thing that everybody runs to at some point when they first start therapy. And Kelly told me about it, and Kyle told me about it, but I didn't listen to them until I went through it. It's where like you telling your therapist shit and you working through your shit, and then like 3, 4, 5 months down the line, that bitch bring up something you said to her in month one,
Oh,
and you like, why are you in my fucking business? And she's like, because you are my business. And you're
yeah.
like,
Mhm. Shut up, bitch.
yeah,
Since you know so much.
No, it's been times I left therapy like, man, fuck her, bro. What the fuck is she talking about? Like she right as hell.
I
Damn.
know. I'm definitely going to need like a specific kind of therapist that I can be like, fuck you.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Or like one where she's like, and what do we do when we're feeling that way? I'm like, sock a hoe. She's like, no, 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 no.
I didn't know about therapy. I wasn't about her. It's about my dad.
Mm.
And I was like, she's like, well, why do you feel that way? Blah, 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 because I want to do blah, blah, blah. She was like, but what will that really do for you?
Mhm.
I'm like, make me feel good. She's like, but will it?
I love that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway.
That's all I have to say. I didn't come here to get a conclusion or to teach you a lesson or to like really.
I think you did, though.
But I feel like normally I come here, I'm like, this is it by what I went through and this is where I am, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
This is just me being like,
But I think that episodes like this is important because I think that a lot of people like go for stuff. And I'm just on my like fucking preachy box today, eh?
hallelujah.
I think that one of the things that's important to like see sometimes when it comes to like working through issues is that like sometimes you don't have a conclusion. Like sometimes it's just I have this issue and I don't know how to deal with it, and like I'm still working through it to this day, and this is where I'm
Didn't
at.
even
up
know
to
I
this
was
point.
working through it. Didn't even know.
I just woke up yesterday and I had the problem.
I did. But that's it. I'm happy I didn't actually cry. Like I almost did like 3 times and then I was like, whoop.
Yeah, I almost lost it for a sec.
Yeah.
It would have been all right, though.
Yeah.
That's
Suck
fine.
that shit right back up. I was like, get back in there.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's it, folks.
That's all, folks.
Stay tuned for next week. It's gonna be brutal. Anyway,
It sure is.
love you long
I'm
time.
on your ass.
And I'm Nick.
Right.
Nicholas James Emmizzie.
Oh, well, never mind. that.
Everywhere. That's it. Just everywhere. Any social media.
Mhm.
If you don't find me there, it's because I'm not fucking there.
Mhm. I'm Edmon. You can follow me at Emmizzie, Emmizzie on Instagram.
1E TikTok
One E
underscore Twitter.
TikTok underscore. Oh, I didn't even put Twitter because I don't even be tweeting.
You've literally tweeted 3 times.
In
You
the
tweeted
past.
literally today.
I did not tweet today.
Then it was yesterday.
What did I say?
You retweeted a tweet and you wrote a comment on it.
Retweet?
No, and you wrote a thing about it.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. So he's on Twitter.
Why don't you just put the handles on the screen once we be like, thanks
Because
guys
there's
for
audio
watching.
listeners.
Oh, people do listen.
He doesn't
to-
even care about you.
Oh,
Audio bitches. He doesn't even care about audio bitches.
I sure don't, your broke ass. Go get you a YouTube channel account.
We're leaving. Okay, love you long time. Bye.